Hello everyone. In this video I'll be solving Cambridge IGCSE ICT Paper 2 databases for Specimen 2023. The document production task is already done and uploaded. You can find the link in the description. So now we'll be doing task 3 database. You are going to prepare some reports. Make sure all currency values display a currency symbol and are set to 0 decimal place. Using a suitable database package, import the file sp2yachts. So these are the files required for the task. I have copied into my working area. Now let's open Access for the database package. First we need to create a blank database. So click on blank database. And the database needs to be saved inside your working folder. So click on this folder, save inside your folder here. Let's name it SP23. Give OK, create, so that the database is created and saved inside your folder. There is a default table here. Let's close it. Now we have to import sp2yachts.csv to the database. For that, click on External Data, Text File, browse for the file, select your folder. So this is the folder. Select the file sp2yachts. Since this is a CSV file, we have to select delimited characters such as comma, separate the field because it's a CSV file. Click Next. Next we have to choose first row contains field names to make sure that the first row is set as the field names, not as the data. So we have to select this. Click Next. We don't have to do anything here. Click Next. Now choose the primary key. So here they have given the yacht ID must be set as the primary key. So let's set yacht ID as the primary key. Select yacht ID here. Now we have to set the data types. Click on Advanced. So the first three fields are set as text. In Access it is set as short text. So let's keep it as it is. And then next we have number with decimal place, and numbers with decimal place are always set as double. So you can see this is set as double. Next we have builder ID is text and price is numeric currency. So builder ID is again text. Price is given as long integer. We have to set it as currency. So select price. The data type must be set as currency. Next, builder year, sleeps and crew, all of them are number without any decimal point. That means it is a integer. So you can see all are set as long integer. So keep as it is. Give OK. Click Next and you can click on Finish. Now in order to set the decimal places, we need to go to the design view of the table. So right click, design view. The length must be set to 1 decimal place. You can see 1 decimal place here. So the decimal place must be set as 1. And the price must be 0 decimal place. So select price and the decimal place must be 0. Let's check. So the price is set as 2 decimal place, 0 decimal place, and the length should be set as 1 decimal place. So some of them are showing integer numbers and some of them are 2 decimal place. For that, what we have to do is go to the design view again. Although we had set 1 decimal place, we had to set the format to You can set the format to standard or fixed. Both of them will work. So click on fixed. Now save this. Now you can see all the data in the length column is set as 1 decimal place. Place in your evidence document a screenshot showing field names, data types, and primary key used in the table. So we need to take the screenshot. Make sure the table name is there, field names are there, and the data types, and also the key symbol is visible to show the primary key. So this is step 18 evidence. Let's paste it here. Next, examine the file sp2builders.csv and identify the most appropriate field to set as a primary key. Import this file as a new table. Format all data types as text. So let's import the next table. Close this. External data, text file, same procedure. Click on browse and then builders. Give OK. Click next. First row contains field names. And they have asked to set all the data to be set as text. So all of them are text except telephone. Let's change it to text. Give OK. And we need to find the appropriate field to make the primary key. So if you look at the fields, the most appropriate field to set as the primary key is the builder ID, because these are the unique values which represent each record. So you can see builder ID will be unique for each record. So we are selecting builder ID as the primary key. So click next. Choose the primary key and it must be builder ID. And make sure all the data are set to text. Click next and finish. Place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the field names, data types, and the primary key used in the table. So let's take the design view. And evidence 6 for step 19. Make sure the key symbol is visible. Create a one-to-many relationship between the builder ID fields. So let's save this and close it. In order to create the relationship, click on Database Tools, Relationships. Add both the tables. Click on Add. After adding, it will be visible here. You can close this window. Make sure all the fields are visible clearly. Now you can see builder ID as the primary key here and builder ID as the foreign key in the yachts table. So we need to create a relationship between these two fields. For that we can drag and drop builder ID onto the builder ID in this table. Click on create. So the relationship is created. Now we need to take a screenshot of the relationship with the relationship type. So right click on this line and then click on edit relationship so that you can see the type of relationship here. Let's take the screenshot. That is your evidence 7. Now click on OK and save the relation. Add the following as a new record in the yachts table. We have to add this record in the yachts table. So open yachts table. Now click on new so that we can add a new record. So we have entered the data, save the data. So right click on the table and save. Next, using fields from both tables, produce a tabular report. So we have to create a report. So before we produce any report, we need to create a query for that report, which will satisfy the given conditions here. So let's save this and close. Go to create, query design. In query design, you have to add both the tables. Now you can close it. Now we need to produce the report that will satisfy this criteria. So before giving the criteria, we have to add the fields which are to be included in the query. So the fields which are to be shown in the query are given here. These are the fields which we need to show. So the fields are yacht name, builder name, type, length. So let's add it. Yacht name, just double click, it will be added to the query. Builder name, type, length, price, build year, type, length, price, build year, build country, sleeps, crew, build country, sleeps and crew, and total berths in this order. So all the fields must be in order. Now you can see there is a field called total berths which are not existing in any of the tables. So total berth is actually a field which you are going to calculate at runtime. That means it is only to be included in this particular query. So it's given contains a new field called total berths which is calculated at runtime. This field will add the sleeps field to the crew field. So we are going to calculate total berths by adding sleeps to crew. So we have to enter a formula for that. It is similar to any mathematical formula. You just need to mention the field name. So it is given as total berths. So give the name of the field, total berths, equal to sleeps plus crew. So in a mathematical formula you give equal. The only difference is we have to use the symbol column here. Sleeps plus crew. Make sure that the field names are given exactly as given in the table, otherwise it will create error. So this is how the formula is given. Total berths, instead of equal sign we have used colon, and sleeps plus crew. So I have given the formula here. Now let's check whether it's working. Click on run, so that you can see a new field called total births, and it shows the sum of sleeps plus crew. So we have added the required fields. We have created the runtime field. Now let's add the criteria. So build year was after 2010. After 2010. So under build year, let's go to the design view. Under build year, we have to give the criteria greater than 2010 because it's after. So we give the simple greater than. Length is 40 or less. So under length, in criteria, in the criteria row, under length we give 40 or less. That means less than or equal to 40. Now let's click on run and see whether it's working. So we have got 35 records here. So all these criteria are given, the fields are shown. Now let's save the query. Save. Give OK. So it is saved as query 1. Now all these, the rest of the steps we can do when we are creating the report. So let's create the report now. So in order to create the report, you can go to create report wizard. Click on report wizard. Make sure you select the query 1 here, not any of the tables, because we need to create the report from the query. So query 1, add all the fields, click next. We don't have to do anything here. No grouping should be given. And you can sort the data here, but if you sort here, the order will change because they have told you it should be in the same order. So we can do it from the design view of the report so that the order will not change. Click next. The orientation we have to set. The orientation is given as landscape. Has a page orientation of landscape. So set it as landscape. Click next. What title do you want for your report? So the title is given as yachts less than 15 years old. And it should be displayed in a larger font size at the top of the page. Now you can click on finish. So the report is shown here. Now let's go to the design view to complete the remaining steps. So we have to do this. Sorts the data into ascending order of type and then descending order of length. So in the design view, click on group and sort. You can click on add a sort. So the first sort is ascending order of type, then descending order of length. So type, select type, ascending. Ascending means with A on top. Click add a sort again to do the next sorting. It is descending order of length. So select length and then descending. Descending means largest to smallest. You can do the sorting from here so that the order will not change and the sorting will be done. So you can close this. So that step is done. Now has your name, center number and candidate number in the footer of the report, so it displays on every page. So always the name should be given either in the page footer or page header. So here now they have asked you to give in the footer. So let's add a label box. Go to design. This is the label box. Draw a label box here. Type your name, center number and candidate number. So that's done. Fits on a single page wide. We have to make sure it fits on a single page. Now we have to make sure all the data fits on the page. For that, please go to layout view. The layout view, you have to make sure all the data fits and all the field names and the data are completely visible. So here you can see some of the fields are not visible properly. So you need to adjust the spacing from the beginning. You can select both the field name and the data by pressing the Control key, and then you can resize, remove the empty spaces and adjust the fields in such a way that all the data are visible. Make sure all the data are visible. You can see some of the data are not completely shown here. So all the field names and data are completely visible. The name is shown here. So the report is ready. Fits on a single page wide. Save and print your report. Next, using fields from both tables, produce a tabular report. So again we have to produce a report. So for that we will create another query. Let's close this. Create query design, add both the tables. So first we need to show the fields. So let's show these fields: yacht name, builder name, type, length. Yacht name, builder name, type, length, price and build country. Price and build country. So these are the fields to be shown. Now we have to give the criteria. Country code is NZ or AU. So country code is not asked to show, but we need to give the criteria. So select country code. Let's give the criteria here. NZ or AU. Now let's run and see. So you can see you get all the country codes AU or NZ. But these are not to be shown in the report, so you can deselect this. Next, the builder name includes the text yacht. Includes the text yacht. So if you run this query, you can see the builder name has many names which contains the word yacht. So we need all the names which has the word yacht. That's the question. So we need to give the wildcard character star. Star stands for any number of unknown characters. So we know that the word yacht is included. So star, yacht, star. This means that it will show all the words that are included in the text. Star stands for a wildcard character which can represent any number of characters before yacht or after yacht. So now if you click on run, you can see we get all the builder names which has the word yacht in this. So this is the required data. Next we need to make the report. The remaining steps will be done in the report. So in query we only add the fields, give the criteria. Now save as query 2. So let's make the report for this. Create report wizard. Make sure query 2 is selected here. Add all the fields. Click next. Next. No grouping. Next. Sorting we will not do here because the order will change. Click next. The orientation is given as portrait. What title do you want for your report? So the title is given as Oceania Boat Builders. So the report is shown here. Now let's complete the remaining steps. Sorts the data into descending order of price. So go to the design view. In order to sort, click on design, group and sort. Add a sort. So we need to sort in descending order of price. So select price from here, descending order, so largest to smallest. You can close this after sorting. Calculates the average length in this selection and positions this number below the length column. We need to find the average of the data in the length column. So for that you will select length from the detail section. The data is represented in the detail section. In the page header it shows the field name. So select price from the detail. This is the actual data. Now you can click on totals. Here all the aggregate functions are shown. You have to select average. So select average. A formula is generated here. So we have calculated the average. Now displace this average length value to 1 decimal place. So we need to show 1 decimal place for this. So select this average, click on property sheet. The decimal place is 1 because we have already set as 1 for length. Has your name, center number and candidate number at the bottom of the report. So this is the page footer. From the page footer, this shows the page number and this is the date. You can remove the date now. Add a label. Give your name, candidate number and center number. Fits on a single page. So let's go to the layout view as we did before. This is the average length. It should be placed below the length column. So move it here. It's better to show that this is the average length. So let's add a label. Go to the design view. Take a label box. Type the text. Average length. So the report is ready. Let's save the report, and it needs to be printed. Now you can close this. Next, export the report created at step 23 in a PDF format. So this is the report. Step 23 is the report which we created now. So let's select the report here. Right click. We have the option export. We can export in any of these type of the files. Now it's as PDF. So let's select PDF and save inside your folder. Save the exported file in your work area. Place in your evidence document a screenshot to show the exported file saved in your work area. Make sure there is evidence of the file type. So this is the PDF file. Now let's take the screenshot. So this is the end of the database task. Thank you for now.